Okay, so in this video, we're going to talk about the roster sizes for college baseball and how that's going to shake up recruiting, especially for high school baseball players. So it was just announced that the NCAA Division all Division I baseball programs are going to reduce their roster size from 40 down to 34. And so this may sound like a small number, like only 6 spots, but the implications for high school players are massive, because if you think about it, over 299 programs, 6 players for each 6 less spots for each program, that's going to make it way harder to get recruited by a Division I program. And so, as I said, if we just going to look at the actual data and statistics, there's 299 Division I college baseball programs. The previous Division I roster limit was 40 players. Now the new Division I roster limit is going to be 34 players. And if we think about that across all programs, previously that would have been 11,960 roster spots. Now it's going to be 10,166 roster spots at the Division I level. So that's nearly 2,000 less Division I roster spots at the Division I level starting in the 2026 season. That's a lot. Nearly 2,000 less players. 2,000 players are not going to be able to play Division I college baseball who previously did. And so you got to think about that from a recruiting standpoint, and what that is going to do is it may change some things for some players, and we'll get into exactly what that means. But I would say for the most part, we always have to think about things from a college coach's standpoint. So if you're a Division I college baseball coach, you only have 34 roster spots. Are you going to give all your roster spots to maybe high school players who have never lived away from home before, or they have no track record? Maybe. It kind of just depends on the program. And recently, I had on Brett Wallace on my podcast, and he's the hitting coach at California, or for the California Golden Bears in the ACC. And he said that you always are going to want young talent just from a chemistry standpoint to grow your program. So he always thought that they would always be looking for high school players. But part of it is we'll just see what happens. I think what you're going to see is you're going to see programs and teams do a little bit of everything. They'll get to a point where maybe they do half and half, or a third, where it's like a third high school players, a third junior college, and a third transfer portal. It may be for some programs half high school, half JUCO, or half high school and half transfer portal. I think the transfer portal will always be there for immediate needs, for them to be able to fill immediate holes in their program. But I think more times than not, they're going to probably want to go and have a little bit of diversity when it comes to where they're getting their players from. As I said earlier, we can't blame them. They're there. They're trying to win games. At the end of the day, they want to win games, and they're going to go with players who have a track record over time. And I want to give a specific example of a player who didn't start out at the Division I level, but went to a Division II program, put up really good numbers, and because of that, he was able to play Division I and was all ACC this year. And that player, his name is Jacob French. So Jacob last year, in the 2024 season, started out a Division II school in California, San Francisco State. He put up really good numbers, dominated there, and then he transferred to Cal, and he's played for the California Golden Bears this season in the ACC, and he actually put up better numbers this season at Cal in the ACC than he did as Division II. And he was all ACC this year. He had a great season. And out of high school, he didn't have one Division I offer, not a single one. I started working with him once he got in the transfer portal, and obviously he landed at a great program and had great success. But I wanted to shout him out just because that's a great example of somebody who he knew he didn't have any offers going out of high school. He didn't complain. He didn't do anything. He just went to a Division II and just absolutely dominated. And because he put up numbers at a really good Division II school, good competition, he was able to pick a spot and was able to go pretty much wherever he wanted to, and ended up at a really good program academic school and good baseball program in Cal. So that's just an example that I thought would be good for you to hear and be able to share. And so what I would say is open your search up. Like, don't just focus solely on D1. There's great baseball and scholarship opportunities at other levels outside Division I. And then also, I would say market your versatility. Coaches are going to value players who can fill multiple spots and play multiple roles at a high level, especially with fewer roster spots at the Division I level. Be really proactive and communicate with coaches about their roster size needs in light of these changes, and you make sure you ask them, hey, it's down to 34 players. Are you still going to be bringing in a lot of players, or are you still, if I go there, is there only going to be 36, 38 players in the fall, and only 2 to 4 are going to get cut? So just be transparent and honest, and I think for the most part, they're going to be honest with you back. So the final thought of this video to wrap things up is, with the number of Division I roster spots that are going to be shrinking, it's really important that you're playing this game for the right reason. If you're somebody who's playing this game solely for status, solely to say you played at the Division I level and to post it online, social media and things like that, like you're probably not going to last very long, because you're competing with guys like a Jacob French who don't care where they go to play right away. They just want to go and play. And so I think making sure that you're doing this for the right reasons, because you love the game and you want to play the game as long as you can, it's going to be really, really important. Last note, I do have my own college baseball recruiting service. My recruiting service includes a full evaluation, personalized recruiting plan. I have direct connections with college coaches all over the country. Just like I helped Jacob, I helped a lot of players all over the country, from the East Coast to the West Coast. And so if you're somebody who is interested in learning more, what you can do is head to patrickjonesbaseball.com/recruiting, or you can hit the link in the bio on YouTube. So hopefully that video helped you out. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out, and we'll see everybody next time.